New footage. Princess Leonor turns 20, the ring King Felipe VI didn't expect. Spain thought it understood what this birthday would be. A formal moment. A symbolic gesture. A carefully choreographed image of continuity. But that assumption shattered the instant the cameras caught the ring. Because this was not the ring Spain was waiting for. And it certainly wasn't the one King Felipe VI expected to see on his daughter's hand. Here is what really happened. And why this quiet moment on Princess Leonor's 20th birthday may reshape the future of the Spanish monarchy far more than any speech ever could. For years, Spain has watched Princess Leonor grow up through controlled frames. Balcony appearances, military uniforms, carefully chosen speeches, long pauses, measured words. Everything about her public life has reinforced one message: duty first, emotion later. So when new footage surfaced on her 20th birthday, most people expected the usual rhythm. A composed air, proud parents, a crown passing its legacy forward, one rehearsed smile at a time. Then viewers noticed her hand. The ring didn't glitter loudly. It didn't scream status. It didn't match the expectations of palace tradition. And that's why it stopped everyone cold. Because King Felipe VI, a man shaped by protocol and precision, didn't anticipate this kind of statement. Not on this day, not from his daughter, and certainly not in front of Spain. At first glance, it seemed subtle, almost insignificant, just a small detail in a larger moment. But royal history is written in details like this. Spain has learned the hard way that the monarchy never changes loudly. It changes quietly, in gestures, in silences, in moments that are never explained but always remembered. The footage shows Princess Leonor standing with calm confidence. Her posture is straight, her expression steady, but there's a softness there that wasn't always present before. This wasn't the hesitant teenager Spain met years ago. This was a young woman who knows exactly who is watching, and exactly what she is signaling. So why did this ring matter? To understand that, you have to understand King Felipe VI. Felipe is a king defined by restraint. His reign has been about repairing trust after years of institutional damage. Walking a careful line between tradition and accountability. He understands symbols better than most because symbols once nearly broke the Spanish monarchy. Every appearance, every outfit, every word is considered. And so are rings. Rings in royal families are never just jewelry. They speak of lineage, of commitment, of legacy. This one didn't follow the expected script. It wasn't an heirloom Spain recognizes. It didn't reflect established royal codes. And more importantly, no announcement preceded it. Which is exactly why it created instant tension. Those closest to the palace know that King Felipe values preparation and unity. Surprises are not his style. And yet here was Leonor, on the threshold of adulthood, quietly asserting something deeply personal in a public space. Not rebellion, not defiance, something more powerful: choice. The reaction in the footage tells its own story. Felipe's expression doesn't harden, it softens. There's a brief pause, almost imperceptible. But for viewers trained to read royal body language, it was unmistakable. This was unplanned. Queen Letizia notices immediately. Her eyes dart toward Leonor's hand, then back to her face. No panic, no correction, just awareness. Because Letizia understands this territory better than most. She entered the monarchy not as a born royal, but as a woman with an identity forged outside palace walls. She knows how heavy expectations can feel. And she knows how brave it is to carry something personal into a world that demands distance. That ring wasn't about romance rumors or fairy tale narratives. It was about ownership. Leonor turning 20 isn't just a birthday. It is a threshold. At 20, she is no longer being shaped. She is shaping herself. Spain in 2025 is not the Spain Felipe inherited. Public trust is fragile. The monarchy survives because it adapts without losing dignity. Leonor has grown up absorbing that truth. Which makes this moment even more revealing. She didn't stand at the microphone and declare a vision. She didn't issue a statement. She let a single detail do the work. Royal insiders describe this new phase of Leonor as deliberate. She listens more than she speaks. Observes before acting. But when she moves with clarity. This ring is part of that language. It quietly says, I understand tradition, but I am not trapped by it. For Felipe, that realization carries weight. Because he knows better than anyone that the future of the crown does not depend on rigidity. It depends on resonance. Leonor is not trying to be a symbol frozen in time. She's becoming a bridge. Between generations. Between formality and authenticity. Between a monarchy remembered and one still relevant. The emotional impact of the footage spread fast. Not because of fan theories, but because people felt something genuine. Spain didn't see a princess being transformed by the crown. They saw a young woman stepping into herself within it. That distinction matters. There's a moment later in the footage where Leonor laughs softly, unguarded for just a second. The ring catches light. Felipe looks at her, and this time, the look isn't royal. It's paternal. Pride mixed with realization. When kings become fathers in public spaces, it's never accidental. It's human. This wasn't a loss of control for Felipe. It was an acknowledgement of growth. The monarchy has always been strongest when it reflects the people rather than speaking above them. Leonor seems to understand that instinctively. Her generation wants truth wrapped in responsibility. Strength balanced with sincerity, not perfection. Presence. This birthday marked more than an age. It marked a shift. Spain didn't just witness a princess turning 20. They saw the future queen testing her voice. Not loudly, not impulsively, but confidently. And once that door opens, it never fully closes again. The ring may never be officially explained. And that may be the point. Some symbols are more powerful when they remain open-ended. What matters is the signal Spain received. Leonor is no longer waiting to be introduced. She is introducing herself. And King Felipe VI, whether he expected it or not, stood beside her as it happened. History often arrives without announcement. This was one of those moments. Quiet, personal, unavoidable. And long after the footage fades, this birthday will remain remembered not for the celebration, but for the choice that changed how Spain sees its future queen. What followed in the hours after that footage tells an even deeper story. Inside the palace, there was no rush to explain anything away. No correction, no clarification. And in royal circles, silence is often louder than statements. That silence signaled confidence. Behind closed doors, this wasn't treated as a mistake. It was treated as a moment of arrival. Because Leonor didn't cross a line. She redefined where the line now sits. Those who know King Felipe say he spent much of that evening unusually relaxed. No visible tension, no urgency to control the narrative. That alone says everything. A king who feels secure in his successor does not panic at quiet change. And Leonor, she didn't seek attention afterward. No follow-up gestures, no amplified messaging. She allowed the moment to rest exactly where it landed. That restraint is deliberate. It shows she understands something essential about modern monarchy, especially in Spain today. People don't want constant performance. They want sincerity that feels earned. At 20, Leonor is balancing something rare, institutional responsibility and personal grounding. The ring symbolized that balance, not separating her from tradition, but anchoring her within it on her own terms. Spain is watching closely now, not with suspicion, but with renewed interest. Because when a future queen shows quiet certainty, it creates trust. King Felipe didn't expect that ring. But what he witnessed was something every parent hopes for, a child stepping forward with strength, dignity, and self-awareness. This wasn't a challenge to the crown. It was confirmation that the crown's future has a pulse. And as Spain looks ahead, one thing is becoming clear. Princess Leonor is no longer preparing for history. She has begun shaping it, softly, confidently, and exactly at the moment the country was ready to see it.